right. Looks like we're live and the volume is messed up. Okay, let me fix that. That part's not super fun. Okay. Hello. Ooh, that's weird. Hello. That's also weird. Check. Hmm. Check. That looks good. All right. So we are ready to roll for our daily survival. I believe yesterday I got a 50. Is that correct? Yes. Yesterday I got, 2 days ago I got 50. I guess I didn't do it yesterday. I thought I did. I don't know. I'm trying to do one every day. Maybe I forgot yesterday. All right. Well, let's get started. Um, so, like usual, gonna burn through the first couple very quickly. Maybe not this one. I don't know. This one's wild. Okay. Looks like it is a mate though, coming around this way. I assumed it would just be an easy back row mate, like this one is. The first bunch are usually just back row mates. All the back row mates. Not that fun, but that's okay. We'll get to the fun ones. Okay, we're done with the back row mates. Now we've got the queen in your face mate. This is the chess.com mate that becomes a back row mate. And I guess this one is a little harder. I'm not sure which way is best. Like check here, here. I guess that is mate, right? We should just do that. Whoa. Yeah, I guess there's queen in your face mate here. What's up, Fried Foxy? I saw the comment you left on the last video with the very long variation that you found. So congratulations. Well done. We got a queen in your face mate over here. Knight is covering that square. Looks like here is going to be mate. A nice little pattern. This is one of these chess.com back row mates. Okay, so now we're 12 in. Well, we got a queen in your face mate, but I imagine now they're going to... I might have to start thinking. Yes, okay. We have to actually think for one. Excellent. Okay, what do we want to do here? I think it's actually mate with this pawn push. Everything else is covered. Pawn push for the mate. Please check your Lichess inbox on stream. It would be very interesting to hear your thoughts on my most recent messages. That's an odd request. Let me see what's happening here. Let's see what we got from Foxy. If you're talking about the message you sent about playing, yeah, that does sound fun. But let me see what. Oh no, there's something more recent. Sorry, I missed that. Calculation somewhat. Ooh, you have aphantasia, and your thoughts on calculating. Nice. So the most important things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So to summarize, it sounds like Foxy is saying he listened to the Chess Dojo episode on aphantasia and David, and I noticed something similar that you noticed, that he really used the annotations a lot, like this square is d5, whereas I don't. I tend to just kind of be like, because I have aphantasia, I have more stories about the squares, but it seems like he was using it a lot. And then you say you also felt like using these squares a lot helped. And I will say, after hearing David, it made me really think I should start doing that more. And then now having you say that also, one more piece of evidence that, yeah, I think I really need to start doing that. I actually After hearing that episode, I got on Lichess and started drilling myself on squares. So, and then of course, like all other chess stuff, it fell away to other things. But I think I have to get back to that. All right, so we'll see if we can do that today. So Queen H4. Does that lead to mate? Yes, because even after here, we're on H6 covering G7. Boom. Okay. Is knight H7 enough? I guess it is, right? Because the bishop covers the escape square at the end. So after the king starts moving away, we get here, and the king can never get out unless it could get all the way out to there. So we can go... Wait, what was I thinking? How was I going to do this? I was going to go this way. Yeah, so I go here, start chasing him. Notice I said here and not H7. I have a very hard time saying the square numbers. I have to really be intentional. I believe we win a rook here. We go queen takes b5. C takes b5. And then we take twice on c1. And we win a rook. Boom. Okay, I believe we are winning a queen here, right? So we have our discovery. When we move the knight, the queen is being hit. The queen would just take our queen. But if we do it with check by going to f6, then, yeah, they take, and it's actually mate. It's not just winning a queen. Okay, let's see. Is this mate? Queen d7. Cutting off everything. Yes, that is mate. Okay, we're at 19 already. That's not so bad. Foxy says, cool. Nice to be some help, even if you already had some come to the same conclusions. Yeah, but for me, chess improvement, everyone has their own idea. Right? That one thing worked for one person. So I think it's really important to have more pieces of evidence. So like you saying it also worked for me, that means a lot to me rather than like, you know, maybe David's brain just works different than mine. So it really helps a lot hearing you say that that worked for you as well. I believe queen to G8 is just winning. Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Rook E1 just straight up wins? Like that? Oh no, it does not because of the queen move. So what is material like? We would be up material and be fine. There was a knight move here, driving the rook the king back and getting mate. Let's look at it. Yeah, I messed up. That's too bad. It was here. And then we actually had this move to go mate. I saw it as soon as I dropped it. As soon as I dropped the piece, I was like, oh, we actually had mate. Puzzle streak is better than survival. Ooh. Okay. Okay. What is your evidence for that? I assume they are essentially the same. But you tell me why you think it's better. Okay. Let's see. Check there. Not immediately seeing this one. I think I am now. I think it's check here, and we're not looking to win a mate. We're looking to go here and do a double attack on that rook. So if we go to D1, check, king H2, and then we're here. And if they try to go to E5 to block the check, thinking it's packed up, we have our pawn. So we, in the end, let's make sure this works. We don't want to take the knight, right? If we take the rook, knight forks, no. We'll take... Yeah, I'll take the rook. Okay, now we get there. This bishop is only guarded once. I thought we had the trick. Takes, queen A5 check, hitting the two pieces. But then the knight just bops back, blocks the check. But then we go one more move d4, and now the knight can't move. I believe that does work. I always look at one more move. Oh, that does nothing. We just take the knight. Okay. Alrighty. Do we have a rook sack here? Kind of looks like it. That's my assumption. My assumption is rook sack here, queen h4, king goes back to g8. Then the queen can't actually get in there. What about here, 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 here? We win the rook at the end. Is that enough? No, because our rook will be unguarded and hit. Okay, so this one is a little bit more complicated. One more time. Queen h6. Queen takes f6. Take here. This does actually work. Because if they just move, we take, we trade. No, our rook is not down there. Okay, no arrows. The arrows are bad for me. There, 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 there. There, 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 there. How does this not work? This definitely works. I'm just not calculating it clearly enough. So the move, I want to go like this and this and make that work. Queen h6. Their queen takes. We take. King goes to f8. If our queen goes to h8, they can't take with their queen. They lose a rook. They have to go king e7. Then maybe we go rook e4 to check to save the rook and then take their rook. I think that's how it works. Okay, that was pretty complicated. Okay, yeah, I kind of assumed they're going to do that way because that's the easy one. The other one's quite hard. I am not hearing any squares, only there. That is not true, Fried Foxy. There are some squares being said also. Takes. Yeah, I know. I'm bad at this. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to improve, but it's going to be a process, people. Okay, can we go rook takes f4? That is the question. Because this pawn cannot be stopped. We can look very quickly at the square. Actually, the square is really big. So the king can get in it and make it over. So maybe that doesn't work. I feel like this has to be the... Like, if this doesn't work, if rook takes f4 doesn't work, then... I guess maybe the box isn't working because of the king's location. Let's try. Here, pawn takes f4. Oh, right, because now the box is smaller, so the king can't get in. Is that the right size? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah. So the king can't actually get in the box after this exchange. Then we go here, pawn a5. And then if they try to push one of these pawns, they lose. So yeah, so this works. We just say, you can't get in the box, king. Sorry, buddy. You were just a whisker too slow. Does this win the game? Queen d8. The king has to move to a6, I guess? No, wait, that king can't move at all. It's just mate? It's just mate. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were winning the queen. I didn't know we were just mating. Okay, this seems problematic. How much are we down? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if we take the queen on d7, and they take back on d7, then it's just equal. So do we have something better than that? I mean, this bishop is just hanging. So if we take on d7, it's check. They're going to have to take back with one of these two pieces. When they do, the bishop on a5 is hanging. And then I think we are winning, right? We have 4. They have 2. We are winning. No, we'll have 3 and they'll have 2. Yeah, I thought they might do that, but then we just take with the pawn. Okay. 26. I haven't heard any proof or evidence as to why Puzzle Streak is better. I'm just curious. I'm not arguing with you. I don't know. I like to hear about resources, so I'd like to hear why you think it's better. Okay, we've got this check on h3. The king is going to move to e2. We go to g2. The only move is here and here. So we got there. Boom. Boom. Okay. Also, coordinates for me are way easier when I'm the white pieces. The black pieces, everything's flipped. I have to think about every single coordinate. That I really struggle with. And then something like this where we can take our time, it's fine. But man, trying to comment rapid games, yeah. As the white pieces, I could do it. As the black pieces, I don't even know if I could. I'd probably run out of time. Okay, so we can do bishop takes c3, check. They take back. I don't know. Does that really get us anything? Doesn't really seem like it. This is a weird position where we're way down on material and we seem to have nothing. Like all we have is this pass pawn that isn't that great. Their queen's like ready for checks. I'm having a hard time believing this is black to move and black isn't dead. I guess now I'm seeing that we do indeed win with a very interesting setup. Queen h4, queen f2, I believe just wins. Check. Everything's cut off. Yeah. It's kind of hard to believe that this is a winning position. That looked lost to me. Like at a glance. Like if I was walking by someone's game, I'd be like, whoa, they lost. Okay. No, that doesn't work. I was looking at knight b5, rook d4. But the knight is covering it, so it doesn't work. What about knight takes e2? Only thing is there. Rook covers it, and that wins. So notice how I use squares there? Not at all. Okay, alright. Queen f3 check seems strong, but even better is the mate on h3. That is very strong. Alright, we're to 30. Hikaru reaction seeing Lavan's game. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, they have a queen. So they're up a queen for a piece. Well, and our pieces aren't doing anything also. This is another one where, okay, I guess they are hanging the queen. And if we just take the queen, and the knight is hanging also, and this rook is hanging. So the answer is everything's hanging. I guess the question is if we take the queen and then the knight comes in, I think we can go king d8, and they still have several pieces hanging that they cannot quite resolve. Although they can go over here, knight f7, but we end up taking their rook on c7, and we have more material. So I think we can just take here. And then, just to be sure, because we could go this way, but I like this idea of just hitting another piece, and we should have calculated it more carefully. Massive Star. That's where we're at. What's up, Massive Star? How are things? Okay, so material is basically even. This guy is clearly looking to be taken, But if we take immediately, it's just a trade. Okay. We certainly have a lot on this piece, though. So if we take, they take back on c5, I move my knight to, say, e5. This knight just moves back, though, and this is backed up. So I don't know that we're actually getting anything from that. Oh, man. I'm also looking at that h2 square in front of the king and going, that's interesting. Anything else interesting happening here? Not really that I'm seeing. I think the problem is he has an intermediate rook c1 check at the end on the one I missed. Yeah, maybe. I'm looking forward to seeing that one again. Well, could we instead, after this exchange on c5, the knight goes over to a5, making it harder for him to retreat? There's nothing there either. I don't quite understand. And all of my opponent's pieces are well defended other than that bishop. Well, 30 would be a really sad number to go out on. I am just not seeing anything interesting here. Problem is if I do something like knight e5, they just do bishop takes bishop, and it's like, okay. And in fact, that would actually hang the bishop, shockingly. Another move could be like d6, but then they could just go bishop f2 and say, all right, well, that's not in danger anymore. Anyway, now none of my pieces are in danger. So I'm in this really weird spot where I just can't seem to locate anything that's loose for them or an attack on the king. Like, there just seems to be nothing. It just seems like a very solid middle game where two people are playing chess. It does not seem like a tactical moment. I mean, I just feel like it has to be this. But where from there? Not even, when this knight moves, it's not even a discovery on anything. I think I might be stumped. I mean, I guess I'm looking at like bishop d6, and then they just play h3 and say, okay, cool. What does that do? Seemingly nothing. I was looking at knight g4, but it's being guarded by the pawn. Well, here we go. It's maybe the end of the run. Problem is, still don't know. I got here. This wasn't the hard part. I just don't see what the knight being there does. Because like I said, the problem is that when my knight moves, it doesn't move anywhere cool. It doesn't move anywhere destructive. If I move, say, the b pawn first, they take. Wow. I got nothing. The other funny thing is after I move the knight, they can still take my bishop on b7 with that knight. Ah, I think I found it. It's actually queen here. We have a pin. They can guard the piece, but we can still get it. Okay. that was a challenging one for me somehow. Spoiler. Bishop takes c5, knight takes c5, and the knight on c5 is lost. Is that what happened? Wasn't quite what happened, right? Or is that a different one? Okay. Well, that was a hard one. I don't know. It didn't seem that hard once I kind of worked my way through it. I'm immediately looking at this. So bishop takes h6. And if they just push, then they lose the rook. So what's the material like? Well, they're up an entire rook. So even if I win that exchange, that doesn't really do that much for me. It's still quite weakening to their position. There's also this pawn situation that's pinned. So like, let's say I take, they go here, I can just take because of that pin. So yeah, so we can go here. Oh, or they could go that way. I don't think that works though. I take, and win. Whoa, the queen is covering that. Oh no, I didn't think at all there. I just moved. Oh, that's really rough. I could take this way and win. Okay, the other one we missed. Okay, it was take, comes into here. And this was wrong. Oh, yeah, that check. No, that check doesn't work because of that. And this. I think it was just simply don't give up this fork. But if I move the king to f8, then they have a check here. I guess that's fine. And then I just go here, and I'm still threatening lots of pieces. I think the way to improve at tactics is to actually play an opening which can lead to lots of tactics. I totally agree, actually. I don't think it's the only way. I think it does help a lot. I have been messing around with the Sicilian, and all of my games suddenly have become more tactical. Like, even my d4 games, I'm seeing, like, little things going for them way more often than I would before. And yeah, it has led to definitely more tactics. I also think, though, puzzles is helpful. But I think that's, I don't know, that's like finding patterns, and then tactics in your games are also very important. Okay, well, that was a very quick survival. Because it was so fast, I think I am going to say I'll take one challenge, one game challenge, and then I'm going to head out. Actually, kind of a busy day. I just wanted to make time for one survival. So let's see. Let's see if anyone wants to play. Custom challenge. Challenge link. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to put this link in. If anyone would like to play, go ahead and click that. And I've got time for one single game. If no one plays, it's fine. I'll just play against a random person. Oh, Fried Foxy. Fried Foxy's coming to demolish me. Okay. Oh, that's right. Fried Foxy plays some wild openings. Wild openings. Okay. I remember this last time. I don't know what is happening. The wrong cloud is what chess.com is calling it. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to develop pieces again. That's what I did last time. It didn't work. I did get a decent position, though. Look at this. I got the dream. Well, not quite. If I can get my bishops here, I'll get the dream position. And my daughter will be oh so excited. I don't think we want that, though. I think we want to go here. Okay. Very interesting. I'm looking at e4. I think before I do that, I might as well get fully safe. I'll go here, and if they want to trade, I guess that's okay. Actually, if I castle long, maybe that doesn't work very well for me. Because the queen will be here. Takes, queen there. And then I have no choice. So I can't actually castle long right now if I don't want to trade everything. So I go here. Okay. I don't know if that's right. Because I can go there and then there. And kind of close everything down. So maybe that was a bad idea. We go here. Yep, I'll go there. I'll go here to try to open things up that way. I'm not sure that that's going to matter. Oh, that is a move I should have made. Okay, that was a big mistake, I think. I think I had quite a good move. We'll talk about it in a moment. We'll see what my opponent does here. Fried Foxy has plenty of time on the clock. He's trying to figure out how to deal with G5. Ooh, spending a lot of time here. All right. We're getting him to think. Why is his rating exactly 2,000? Well, last time I played him, it wasn't exactly 2,000. Okay, so here's the move that I think looks strong, is this idea. Yeah, I think this is a strong move. Now I have a really well placed bishop here, slicing through everything, and I just hung a pawn. My great idea did not come to fruition. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to continue along. Down a pawn. Sad. I think probably G5 would have worked well there. Okay, if I play G5 now, I do think it's still right to try to rip this thing open. My opponent is not well developed. Their king is not safe if the game gets ripped open. If the game stays closed, my opponent's king is very safe. I just dropped another pawn in my search for opening the game. Well, we'll see. They can't take here yet, because I could take here first. Yes, they want to take first. And then... game is not very open, though. If I go here to try to save the bishop, that doesn't go great. I think... I think going here maybe is right. And then we can do stuff like this. Or if they move that, jump into here. I assume we're going to see knight takes bishop, but maybe not. Oh, I guess we can't jump into here. Well, I guess... No, we just can't. Okay, yep. Here. Now the knight is stuck. Yeah. All his pieces are actually doing stuff, even though they're kind of bad. It's very annoying. This opening is incredibly annoying to play against. It seems like I should be crushing my opponent, and I just can't. Just cannot. I mean, now I'm down several pawns, but I mean, even out of the opening, it just feels like I should be winning. Okay. Okay, does that lose? Probably not. I'm going to do this and see. I'm going to see what we can make happen. I think my opponent has a very good move here that kind of ends it for me, but we'll see what we can make happen. They're low on time. Yeah, that's the move. That's the move that I was like, oh, if they go there, I think I'm dead. I think I have to go here then, and then go here. And now I'm just down a lot of material. A lot more than even before. Oh, he's going to go there. Yep. What if I go there? Ugh. Okay. Ooh, my knight might be able to save itself, maybe? I don't know. We just have to move fast at this point. Yeah, the knight is about to die. Yeah, right there. Knight dies, and that's the game. Oh, Foxy. Foxy, you're so annoying to play against. You're both really good and play a crazy opening, which makes me look worse. Okay. Let's check this out. I love his first move, he gets a mistake. And then I just get crushed. So rude. Okay. So computer's like, you are crushing this fool. Good job. Okay, did want me to castle long here. This is what I was worried about. Castles long takes here. And I don't know. I didn't want to trade the queens here. I felt like if I trade the queens, things aren't going to be as good for me. Like, I don't know. Like, the whole point of my opponent's opening, if it's problematic, is that I can take advantage of the loose king. And with this many pieces off, I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like I have the pieces to exploit the king anymore, so I'll just go this way first. It says, you know, he's -3. Okay, this was the mistake. Going there, and then pulling that away. But even this, the computer's like, you're still winning by a lot, man. I don't know what the problem is here. You're up -2, even though you're down a pawn. Oh, Foxy. There was bishop takes f4 with the idea of queen takes a d4 next, and you get a fork on the knight. Ooh, okay. I didn't see that. Okay, so yeah, this when I did this even, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of giving up on this game. So here with the fork on the knight, this is what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep, that's a really strong idea. I definitely did not see that during the game. I went there instead, and then trapped my own knight, and then everything really fell apart after this. Engine says here I am still actually winning. Take this back, and I'm winning. Now, my opponent is up 4 points of material, but their king is vulnerable, and they don't have any of their pieces developed, and you're winning. And I'm like, I don't know, have you played Foxy before? Because he seems to like this kind of game, and I think Foxy thinks he's winning. So, yeah, we did this. Now I'm losing. And once all the material comes off the board, it's like, well, now you're definitely dead. So interesting that this changes it from 0.9 to 3.6. What? What does it want? It wants me to go back to here. Ah, okay. I guess that makes sense. Is that I'm not only guarding the knight, I've got a discovery. I could do some cool shenanigans, right? Like get out of this with check, or not check, but by taking a pawn. So interesting stuff. Foxy really messed up in the opening. I don't know. I don't know that Foxy would agree with you. This is what he played last time too. He plays this unorthodox opening that he seems to be very good with. And you know, I don't know what to say. All right. Well, that is gonna do it for this stream. I know it's a little on the short side. I gotta get the kid off to some stuff. So, thanks so much for stopping by. And that was a pretty bad puzzle rush. My apologies. We only got to 31 or something. A little embarrassing. All right. And Foxy, thanks so much for the whooping as always. I really look forward to these. I get all the opening advantage and lose anyway. So it's good. It's a good reminder. Opening advantage is not the only thing in chess. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Goodbye.